And are you ready for a night at the theater with the City Park Players? Jeeves Takes has its opening night January 30th. In this performance, Bertie Wooster heads to America with his big fortune, a talent for getting into trouble, and the clever help of his valet, Jeeves, and who knows what is going to unfold. The show has been described by the cast and crew as funny, kooky, and exciting. Bob Savage, who plays Jeeves in the play, teases what you could expect from the show.
The show takes place in New York City during Prohibition, and Mr. Wooster has come there, and he's reunited with several of his English friends and associates there, and they managed to create the content for this show, and I'm not going to say bungle their way through it, but they do have some comedic issues with what they're doing.
This is the third installment of the Jeeves series that City Park Players have put on. Director Jill DuPont shares how it has been for her directing the last two.
So it's been great, you know. Bertie and Jeeves, which Bertie is Jay Purdy and Jeeves is Bob Savage, they have been reprising their roles. Not all, but many of the same people have come back, and they're different characters, but they just fall right into it. Everybody is just so talented.
It opens January 30th, will run until February 9th. You can visit our website for more details on how you can get tickets.